fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Hey guys, how's it going? Underground Geek here. I got another video today, guys. We're going to talk about a new comic, The Brothers Dracula, #1. It's a Colin Bunn book. You know, Colin Bunn likes to do a lot of these, not really horror books, but that weird kind of fantasy books. You know, he did that one with Joel Jones. He does a lot of these little books like this, and so this is a new one. Let me zoom out a little bit. The Brothers Dracula. All right. So you might be wondering what this book is all about. Well, so let's get into this a little bit, and I'll kind of tell you like what's going on here. So here's issue #1, Vampire. Colin Bunn's the creator and writer. Mirko Kolick is the artist. It seems like he does a lot of the books on here because I see a lot of the same art style on a lot of these books. This is by Aftershock Comics. So that's pretty cool. It's a different company, you know, something different. The editor-in-chief is Mike Martz. Joe Pruitt is the CEO. I don't really know a lot about Aftershock Comics, but I've heard of them before. So basically, in this story, it's about Vlad and his family, okay? But it's a little bit different tale of the story because we have this guy here, the blonde-headed man. He is actually Vlad's brother, okay? And so he comes home to this. Dead bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor. So that's where we kind of open the story up. Now, this is a very interesting take because it's going to show the past of Vlad and his brother, and it's going to show the present time and the past and what happened to them. And it's pretty cool. Like I like the story. It wasn't awesome, but it interested me. I wondered what was going to happen the next issue, and that's what it's all about. You know, it's not necessarily like Deadpool or Superman or Spider-Man or something like that. It's just a different kind of story. But it was pretty cool. It's very interesting. It reminded me a lot of the TV shows that's on FX and HBO and Showtime and things like that. So what we have here is we have Vlad and his brother. His brother comes home to find all the dead bodies everywhere. And he's found Vlad that is very much changed. If you see Vlad there, I mean, he doesn't seem like a very pleasant fellow, okay? So, as we get more into the story, we go to the past, and we see what happened to their father, the dragon, and the two boys there. They were captured, they were brought to the king, and the king pretty much enslaved them for a period of time. And in this story, you can already tell the differences between the two brothers. The dark-headed Vlad is very much jaded. He always sees the realism of what's going on. He sees the realism of what's happening. The other brother is more lighthearted, tries to see the positive of things. So that's where they are. They're the light side and dark side. So when they meet the king, or the sultan, or whatever he is, he pretty much tells them to bend the knee or die. So they bend the knee after being in prison for a while. But then that's not all he wants. He wants his two sons. And, you know, that was the story behind there. The Turks would come and get them. They would take the kids as child soldiers, raise them up, and then, you know, if they survived, he would bring them back. So that's kind of where this story starts. So from that point, we have this misfit group of kids that they're teaching to fight, okay? And you got this one guy with a really goofy hat, and it's just hilarious. And I guess that's what they wore back then, but it really makes me laugh. And you already have the love interest that's introduced. And so at that point, and you can see the art's pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not terrible. We have some good scenes here. And so it's not that bad. So then they go to their first mission, okay? They've already like slingshotted into this first mission. They come upon this place that has blood everywhere. This guy kind of knows what's going on because he's one of them. But the other two do not. They'd have no idea what's happening. So from this point, they see a cave. And at this point in the story, I know what's happening. Okay, there's a cave of blood. There's bats. What do you think is going on at that point? And he says, they'd be useless in these caves. Best that only a few of us go ahead to avoid bumping into one another in the dark. He says, we're going in there. What's in there? What are we looking for? He says, you wanted to know what happened to those villagers, didn't you? And then we get our first inkling of what's going on in that book. Yep, vampires. So the next issue, they're going to have to fight the vampire, and then we're going to see what happens with that. But as you can see, I blew through the book very quickly because it's a good story, but you read it really fast because you're like, you know, hey, what's going to happen? What's going on? What's going to happen? And there's not a whole lot to happen. It pretty much sets it up, bam, 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 next issue. And Colin Bunn that's really his style. He just flows through things really quickly sometimes. And so then a lot of times you kind of lose what's going on because it's so quick. It's almost like he makes it for the trade. You know, it makes sense that way because the issue is just so fast that, you know, if it was 6 or 7 issues, it would be a lot more, you know, worthwhile to read. But for the most part, it's a pretty good comic. I mean, it was fun. It was entertaining. It kind of taught you more about Vlad, which is something that I'm interested in. It told a different story of how he became Vlad the Impaler and all the horrible things that happened in his life. So you kind of figure out why he's as mean as he is. But for the most part, it was a good comic. I would definitely say check it out. It's got some pretty good art. You kind of go in pretty close. It looks pretty solid. You know, pretty good architecture there. It's actually better than a lot of Marvel comics right now as far as the artwork and stuff, because even when you get close, it looks fairly decent. You zoom in on him, has some good art there. It does really good on that guy's beard and with his clothing. He's got good poses there for that guy. And then Vlad, even when he sees Vlad, I mean, he looks pretty serious, guys. So definitely check this book out. Brothers Dracula, #1, Colin Bunn, Aftershock Comics. It's worth it. Go see it. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in issue 2. Now, he's got a lot of books going on right now. There was also another book in here. Here's a little story about Colin Bunn. There's Marco Kolick and Maria Centolala. And then Simon Bowen. But they had another story in here that I wasn't very much interested in. At the end of it, A Walk Through Hell, writer Garth Ennis. But it's Garth Ennis. If you like that guy, you know, he's done Punisher, he's done a lot of other stuff. If you like Garth Ennis, this is a new book that's coming out in May, A Walk Through Hell. So you may want to check that out. It's not really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of guys, I think Lord Reginald on YouTube has been talking about this book. History is a Lie, Pestilence, a Story of Satan. So it's a zombie apocalypse. That's how the pestilence came. So you may want to check that out and see what you think about that. They have a couple of pages of art here. It's kind of fun. The vampire to me looked pretty cool. I was kind of like, oh crap, what is that thing? So I kind of liked it. But I hope you liked this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I have a maker's support that helps me. And then I also have a Teespring account for apparel. So if you want to check that out, I got some cool t-shirt designs that I did. And then I had a friend of mine, Comic Kitty, do. And then also Dark Philly did. So if you like those people, definitely go check that out. But alright guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Underground Geek out.